So, welcome to our CPG monthly workshop. CPG, of course, is Community Preparedness Group. We're going to cover a lot of basics today. We're going to go over to the practical thing with Rick Smith, and we're going to go over something called everyday carry and get home bag.
I was real happy when David told me to get ready to talk about everyday carry and bug out bags because it'd been a while since I'd gone through my stuff. Everybody knows that I travel every week up to the ranch. I'm the ranch manager, and so I put a lot of miles on my little truck, and I'm always in places I don't expect to be when something happens. You know, if you get a flat tire, you don't choose where you're going to get the flat, so you always carry a jack and a spare tire, right? Well, when you're in a world when the merchants of chaos are doing everything they can to start a nuclear war or to kill everybody, it's always a good idea to be a little bit more prepared than the next guy. All right. And I've been in a war, and I it really was a very surprising activity. And so when I go about my business, I'm never quite a full civilian. All right. I'm always trying to think ahead. Just like LRH talks about, you have to drive for six people, you know, the guys in front and the back and both sides and you and everything else, right? Or something like that. And so over the years, I've developed to quite a prepared situation in my EDC because my EDC is my truck. I don't go anywhere without my truck. All right. And so rather than try and stick it into a bulging pocket or wear cargo pants all the time, I have a truck that's in the front. I've always got a pepper spray and a good flashlight and a lighter sitting right there. And my phone is always on my person. So if I
Hey,
tumble,
Rick,
I
you
have it.
said EDC.
Uh, everyday carry,
That might say that again.
everyday carry.
Okay.
Oh, and let's just okay. Thank you for saying that. An everyday carry is a prepper term, all right, for the stuff that you have either on yourself or in your purse, all right, with you all the time, all right. Probably the neatest little example was I'd never carried a compass in my life, but I started doing so, and so I've always have a compass. But when I was in San Miguel de Allende a couple of years ago getting stem cell stuff, I got lost in the city, and I didn't have a map, of course. But I had a compass and I had seen the map. So as soon as I got my little dollar compass out of my pocket, I knew exactly where I was, and I didn't spend more than about a minute and a half being lost. All right. It could get a lot more serious than that. All right. Well, I was lucky enough when I was a kid, I got to run across country using a compass, in races and in the middle of America somewhere in the woods. And it can really be demanding. So let me get into the specifics, okay? So my EDC is I always have a I always have a Smith and Wesson slingshot in with me wherever I am. If I'm sleeping, it's within reach. Everybody understand what a slingshot is, right?
No.
It's
What?
it's a euphemism for something that goes bang.
Okay,
Oh,
got
is that what that is?
I'm done.
Okay. I also have pepper spray, for the less stuff. I always have a baseball bat behind my door. I have a small one behind my seat in the truck for just the gradient scale of counterintention that you can run into. And this is just as much to protect the people that are with me as myself. Most people don't mess with me, all right, but they'll knock on your door in the middle of the night and surprise you, you see, and there might be other people with you. So think in terms of groups. Uh, so behind the seat, I also have things like an umbrella. I have a full featured gas mask with all the different selections, right up to nuclear, biological, radiological, modules to put on it. One of the biggest problems these days is with the government. So if you are going cross country or you're trying to bug out to the ranch or something, you might have some really well-intentioned government agents trying to make you go somewhere else. So a lot of times they enforce it with things called CS or, gas, the stuff that makes you cry and stuff like that. You see it in all the newsreels. You say, but how many people here have a gas mask that can function in a CBR environment?
What's a CBR?
Chemical, biological, radiological.
Okay, thank you.
It's something you just put over your head. Marcy can show you hers if you go over to her house, right, Marcy?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. And they're not that expensive anymore. All these things are becoming commodities and stuff like that. We have not a member, but he's an ally. His name is Ryan Knoll, and he's a good source for all this kind of stuff, or I can tell you what company to go to. Anyway, so that's just the back of the truck. I also have a case along the back that I have probably a week's worth of food in it. And I also have 5 gallons of water in the back of the truck somewhere. And you get the everyday carry becomes more of my get home bag type of stuff. Okay. I also carry in the back of my wallet. I don't care if I'm going to a wedding or going to a session. I always have a multi-tool so I can cut a piece of wire. Or I can, knife, open a can. I don't know how people are going to think they're going to surprise without some sort of a set of tools. So I carry mine with me and I have them everywhere. I've got 3 of these things. So anytime I'm up at the ranch, I have a full set of these things. When I'm in the truck, I have a full set. And when I'm here at the house right now in my regular clothes, I have a full set. That's how it should be. Enough said?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this right here, let me back up for a second. This is not a big pack. This is just a day pack type of thing, right? It's not even a full-size pack. It just goes over your shoulder and you walk with it. Piece of cake, right? Because I'm an old man and I can't carry a 60-pound ruck anymore. So I don't even try. But this little puppy right here is big enough that if you take your time and just go through it, it has everything you would need. I can do virtually anything for about 3 days with this thing, but it'd be best for like 24, 72 hours. At the bottom is a really good all-weather poncho, hooded, easily dries, lightweight, top quality. All right. If something is going to be life-threatening or deadly, you buy the best equipment for it. So your jacket should be the best you can get. Your ground cloth should be the best. This thing has, of course, it has water, and it has 2 different ways to filter water, both a Sawyer filter or a straw filter, and the pills, the aqua, whatever. And it's got a compass in here. Got little pockets and stuff are everywhere. Probably something that you really want to remember is to have a good person-friendly insecticide. This is cedarcide, very good for people. And then going down the list, and this thing weighs about 10 pounds, okay? I don't think there's anybody in this group who couldn't carry it. Well, maybe there's a few people. Harriet, you could probably get a friend to help. To give you an idea of the breadth and the scope, okay? I've got one of those lamps for the head. It's got spare AAA Duracells, 10 years old. There's a 36 by 84 Mylar sleeping bag. There's the water bottle. That's an Nalgene food grade. I've got energy drink to go in it. I've got a gear top ground cloth, for staying on the ground. I've got a spray or cream to keep the chiggers and the ticks off of me. Okay. You put it around your ankles and around anywhere the bugs can get inside your clothes. I've got 1.5 pounds of SOS emergency food ration, about 3,600 calories. I've got, let's see, a pair of Danish endurance hiking socks. I've got a stainless steel spork, a toothbrush, the cedar side, a laminated Florida state map. Now that's a biggie with a grease pencil. All right. So wherever you are, you can plan your way out of there. Now that's the minimum map. Okay. If you really get serious, they have topographic maps that you can get online. And if you think you're going to go in a particular direction, we live in a part of Florida that really lends itself to the need for good topographic maps, because we go up a highway and you may not make it up the highway and you got to go cross country for even a little bit. You're going to be in more marshes and bogs and wetlands and stuff than you could shake a stick at. All right. So at the very least, go online and look at the maps and get some sort of an idea of the area between the Ability Club and where you're at, or where you live and the places you might be when the shit hits the fan, okay? And get some sort of an idea in advance. All right. You can go to the topographic website and you can buy the 2 or 3 maps that would constitute the route from here to the ranch. They're not free. They're kind of complicated, but you can buy them already folded up and they're waterproof. All right. If you were going to be serious about trying to make it up to the ranch in an emergency, that's the way to go. I have them. Okay. So what I got is I got a pepper spray. And by the way, those things have what do you call them?
Expiration.
Expiration dates, right? So when you have a pepper spray and you notice it's a couple of years older, don't worry about it, okay? Because I've tested every one that was a couple of years older and they still would shoot 8 or 10 feet, 15 squirts, even though they'd have expired for a couple of years. But I wouldn't put my life in danger for that. So when you get them, if you've never shot one before, just spend the $10 and play with it for a while, okay? Shoot a raccoon or something like that and see what happens, all right? And get some reality on it so you don't have to figure it out in an emergency, okay? And that's the kind of stuff that, my pepper spray is sitting right here in an open pocket on the side. You just rip it out and you got your pepper spray. So that's got to be real handy. Let's see, what have I got? I've got a black ink pen. I got a black Sharpie. I've got an all-weather written notebook. I've got a bunch of pouches of Sawyer picaridin. It's a tick and mosquito repellent that's a cream, and it works real good in Florida stuff. Florida is really, really heavy on the chiggers and the ticks. If you plan to lay on the ground, you better plan on having some pesticide with you, okay? I've got 3 different folding knives and stuff like that. You should at least have one that you can just slide open with your hand. All right, so you got a one-handed knife, and it should be locking knives that lock open. Everybody with me? Anything weird about what I'm saying yet?
No.
Okay, good.
What was the spray for the chiggers and if you're on the ground? What was the name of that?
Well, it's spelled Picaridin, picaridin insect lotion.
Thank you.
You can get them in packets, so you can carry 3 or 4 packets, but a packet would last you a couple of days. Okay, you just put it around.
Spell it again.
Picaridin. It's by Sawyer. Picaridin. Okay, and then everybody know what a P38 can opener is?
No.
You see that little thing right there? It's just a little thing that you open a can with. You get them online. It's a P38. All right, you can buy dozens of them. They should be everywhere that any equipment you have should have one in there. Just folding military style lensatic compass. A lensatic compass is the kind of compass that you unfold and you look through so you can sight where you're going, check it against the map you've got, and you can just follow it through the forest. I'm not going to try and teach you how to use it, but it's a lensatic, Lensatic, lensatic compass. Get the best one you can buy. You'll have it for the rest of your life, okay? If you want to get one of those headlamps that go on your head, don't get anything funky or unusual. Just get a Petzl, Petzl. It's probably the best brand out there. You'll spend $20 on it. And again, you'll have it for years and years, okay? They're really good. They have 3 different levels of white light. They have blinking red and they have solid red to save your eyesight during the dark, okay? Oh, I found a really good, for this kind of activity, a really good, small, lightweight, waterproof first aid kit, professional level. It's by a company called Adventure Medical Kit Group. Adventure Medical Kits. And it's a watertight thing, and I've got a kit number 5, and it's for a group. It's for a couple of people hiking for a couple of days. And it's got everything that you would need for your feet and things like that, okay? Of course, you need a fire starter of some sort, probably a magnesium. I've got 10 Adventure Wiper compression claws. Everybody got those little claws that come like little tablets? You just add water?
They're claws.
If any of you haven't heard of them, they've taken these little white cloths and they've compressed them down like a sponge into nothing. And they make them the size of a big button. And they put 10 of them in a canister. And you can buy these things. They're dirt cheap. It's the cheapest, wonderful toilet paper in town for a day or two. And you can also use a different one to wipe your face. Okay.
Good
I'm just
idea.
being careful here, okay? Rick said.
What?
Adventure wipes. Adventure wipes.
Thank you.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, adventure. It's an adventure, but they're so cool. I mean, hell, I bought 1,000 of them, so I'm never gonna have to have toilet paper again.
You're weird.
Okay, I've got a 1 ounce Nalgene bottle of personal soap. I've got a 1/2 ounce bottle with no dose in it. If you're going through the woods at night and you're under stress, you better have some no dose. And let me see, wet one alcohol wipes. I've got Ziploc bags, and I've got a small folding knife sharpener. And let's see, is that all over this thing?
That's all in that bag, that 10-pound bag?
Yeah, this whole thing is sitting right there because most of the stuff I mentioned is, a couple of cream,
They're small.
cream, and a little pad for paper and writing, and a map. Amazing. And of course this is all put together over the last 10 years that we've been doing this. And I feel real comfortable that I could just walk out the door with and grab this thing. And that's the level you want to get to. That no matter what happens, if somebody said we're going to close down Clearwater and keep it closed up, I'd grab this son of a bitch and I'd run for the closest border, or the deepest woods and stuff. So in addition to that, of course, the way I dress for emergencies. I'm always wearing muckers. I'm always wearing heavy socks and jeans. You guys may think I just don't like to dress well, but I just like to dress for emergencies all the time. I have no idea. And of course, I work for a living, so I just wear the clothes that I could go through an emergency with. Okay, and you should have them in your car. When you go through your car and you look at, just walk up to your car and see how much of an assistant it is to you in an emergency. Whether it's fully gassed or not. When was the last time you had it all checked out for the oil and things? Do you have any kind of water supply in there, even if you're swapping it out? All right. The list goes on. And so a lot of the pressure, let me put it to you this way. I'm going to end off on this statement, okay, is that you can't be over-prepared for emergencies, all right? You can be under-prepared. And God, somebody's got their ear right up against the camera. That is
I think that's Howard. Howard, can you turn your video off, please?
He's listening very closely.
Yes.
So what I was going to say was that, you look at your stuff and you try to evaluate it against any kind of an emergency and stuff like that. And if you'll just imagine that your closest friend or your mom or somebody like that is with you, and what you would feel like if you were responsible for that person in a real emergency, and could you get that person through it? And it will probably make a difference if you're a little bit over-prepared versus a little bit under-prepared, you see? And I'm just suggesting to everybody that it's real inexpensive these days to be a little bit over-prepared, okay? And you might just look back and think it was the smartest thing you ever did.
What's the name of the bag that you put everything in? Is there one you suggest?
Well, this I bought from 511. I don't remember which brand it is, but it's just an over-the-shoulder bag. I always buy the best tactical gear that I can afford. So, but they make knockoffs right on down. Go to a company called Rothco, Rothco, and you can go through there. They make everything in the world. They're not the best quality, but at least you would learn the names of everything you've ever wanted to carry. Okay. And then if you want something better, you can go shopping for it. I've got a whole box full of all the things I bought that I was disappointed in. I'll probably just have to give them all away for Christmas this year. But that's how I learned whether it was good or not. I just bought it and oops, not good enough. I've owned a lot of them. Some of them are the big ones, and I found that you can get these things and they're too damned heavy. They're just too much going on. I've shown this a couple of times and somebody always raises their hand and said, oh, I know a better one than that. But I own 3 of these now because it just seems to do so many things. I can open the knife blade. I can pull out, I got cutters and stuff. And for a guy like me, I'm not really trying to, climb Mount Everest. This thing is just the best everyday tool to have on my hip. Leatherman.
Okay.
That's just one of the brands, but it's a good one.
Okay.
That's all I got, guys.
Very good.
Thank you, Rick.
Thanks for listening.
It was great.